Hey, realtors, listen up. I want to show you how to finance your condominium that you have for sale that has a deductible that exceeds 5%, which is almost all of them now. They're going to 10% and they blow up their Fannie and Freddie warrantability, but you can still go FHA. And let me explain to you why this is actually a good deal, or can be, for the buyers of the properties. So here's what I'm going to do. All right, what I have done is I just went out to the pricing engines right here, and this is all real. This is today. This is the, January of 2025. These are numbers as of today for a specific type of a borrower buying a condominium, putting 20% down. And I'm going to show you the difference between FHA and conventional and why FHA makes sense to them and how you can coach your sellers into selling it using this tool. So what I did, and it doesn't really matter, I just ran a first position 780 credit score, FHA and conventional, standard 30-year fixed. They're purchasing a condominium. DTI is the same, monthly income, it's whatever. They're citizens, blah, blah, blah. And then it's a primary residence condo. And then I just ran it based upon however it's going to look. So when I hit submit button here on FHA, and I hit submit button here, on conventional, it pulls up pricing. Well, I'm going to go to even the exact same investor here. So I'm going to the same investor on both of them and taking a look at what they have to offer. Now, you can see here, credit score is good, the state tier is 3, and the mortgage loan is the same, blah, blah, blah. When you look at this one, they've got those same adjustments, but we're getting into, it's a condo. Now, keep in mind, you can't go conventional on this one because the HOA screwed it up and increased the deductible on the insurance to make conventional not an option. But I'm showing you why it doesn't matter. You should use FHA on this transaction anyways, and here's what this means. So when I'm looking at the two loans, now keep in mind, why do people not like FHA loans? Because they have mortgage insurance. But what I'm going to explain to you is the mortgage insurance is 0.5% on the FHA loan, and the FHA loan has a much lower interest rate. So when we look at the total payment back and forth, let's just look at this. At an FHA loan, this is today, you could get a 5.75% interest rate, and it's going to cost you $98 in a discount point. The principal and interest is $28.50 with the mortgage insurance. You're looking at $3,049. Now, I took the exact same loan, and they don't have apples to apples. So the conventional loan is going to be $400 versus $100. We're going to call that even, right? When we look at this, we're saying, okay, the principal and interest and the total payment are the same. It's $3,073. But if you look at this, you could go FHA, and that total monthly payment is $3,050. On the conventional option, it's $3,073. So in both of these, let me go back. I'm going to hit modify search to show you again. It's the purchase price is $600, purchase price $600, base loan $480, base loan $480. Now the only difference between the FHA loan and the conventional is they're financing in an extra $8,400 in this upfront mortgage insurance fee that you just can't get rid of. So the argument comes in, well, I got to pay $8,000 more. Yeah, the $8,000 is cooked into the loan balance, and it still results in a lower monthly payment on the FHA loan when you look at the principal, interest, and the mortgage insurance than the conventional loan that doesn't have that. So in all things considered, when we look at these again, I'm going to hit submit again, run these same numbers again, and it's going to pull up just so we can look at it. I'm using, by the way, the same exact investor. I've got 167 different banks, thrifts, and credit unions to choose from to make sure we're getting the lowest possible interest rate. In this scenario, what I'm doing is I'm looking at a specific investor. So we're going apples to apples, where the only difference between these two loans is the structure. One is FHA and one is conventional. And I still would argue with you that if you've got a property and it's FHA approved, but it is not Fannie approved or Freddie approved, you can go, okay, well, I can still offer you a better deal anyways. And honest to God, even if it was approved, it's still putting 20% down, may be advantageous for them to look at an FHA loan anyways, because it ultimately ends up with a lower overall cost. All right, that's it. If you've got any other questions, give me a call, but don't let selling the condo scare you if it's only approved FHA.